In episode 2 of season 1 of Breaking Bad, Walter White faces his first real test in the criminal world. As you may remember, Walter was a chemistry teacher in the first episode, but he was ordinary and hesitant. In this episode, we see that he is now on an irreversible path. The atmosphere in Albuquerque is as bleak as ever, as Walter's dark side slowly begins to emerge. Breaking Bad creator Vince Gilligan comments, "This episode is one of the most critical moments that transforms Walter from Mr. Chips to Scarface." Before we start analyzing Breaking Bad Season 1, Episode 2 in more detail, if you subscribe to our channel and like our video, you will support us to produce new content for you. I also welcome everyone to comment. First real exam, facing the bodies. The second episode starts where the first episode ended, with the bodies in the trailer. Jesse and Walter are wondering what to do with Emilio's lifeless body and the dying Crazy Eight. This is Walter's first test as he makes the transition from teaching chemistry to the criminal world. Emilio is dead, but Crazy Eight is still alive, so Walter faces a tough moral test. In fact, this scene is one of the clearest indicators that Walter is now on a path of no return. The epicenter of tension, Jesse's house. Jesse's house is where things come to a head. Walter and Jesse carry the unconscious Crazy Eight to the basement of Jesse's house. Meanwhile, the tension between Jesse and Walter grows. Walter's composure worries Jesse. Walter complains about Jesse's inexperience. This escalating tension between Jesse and Walter will be among the most important reasons for the complex relationship between the two in the upcoming episodes of the series. Jesse's house is like a reflection of Jesse's character. It's messy and disorganized. Home and the world of crime. Walter's double life. Walter is trying to lead a normal life. On the other hand, he is trying to overcome the Crazy Eight problem. This confusion leads Walter to increase his lies to his pregnant wife Skyler. Walter keeps telling Skyler that he is at work. As these lies continue, Walter's character begins to change. However, these different lives make Walter a professional. This professionalism allows him to still play the role of a loving father and husband in his normal life, but in the criminal world, he becomes increasingly ruthless. Walter's dilemma is seen as an outward expression of the conflicts in his inner world. Test of humanity, confronting Crazy Eight. Walter is torn between killing Crazy Eight and not killing him. As we will see in the following episodes, Walter's Heisenberg transformation, the most ruthless form of Walter, is not yet complete, so we see that he still has some conscience in him, because Walter tries to keep Crazy Eight alive by giving him food and water. Sometimes, he even has long conversations with him. Watching these scenes, we can see that Walter's human side is still alive. On the other hand, Walter is also trying to convince himself during his conversations with Crazy Eight. His dialogues and interactions with Crazy Eight are perceived as an attempt to ease his own conscience. Deepening bonds and childhood memories. Over time, the conversations between Walter and Crazy Eight become deeper. They start talking about mutual acquaintances and places they have lived. Crazy Eight's father sells furniture. Walter says that he bought some of the furniture in his house from him. These conversations lead Walter to see Crazy Eight as more human. For this reason, he finds it difficult to make a decision about him. He has conflicts with his own conscience from time to time, the battle of logic and moral decadence. Walter makes a list of reasons to kill Crazy Eight and reasons to keep him alive. With this list, Walter shows that he has an idea of Walter's logical mindset. As a chemistry teacher, Walter's identity as a scientist reveals the moral aspect of his decisions. He thinks and evaluates every detail. He evaluates things so logically that even the most human decisions are handled like solving a math problem. The list he made about Crazy Eight also reveals that he evaluates this event logically. First conscious homicide, the tough decision. In the end, Walter decides to kill Crazy Eight. Although Walter had killed people in the first episode, Crazy Eight's death differs from the first episode in that he makes a conscious decision to kill him. Walter kills Crazy Eight by strangling him with a bicycle lock. This scene has another distinctive feature. In that moment, Walter shows that he is beginning to lose his humanity. However, he still hesitates at the moment of killing. Walter feels an emotional breakdown after this act. No matter how ruthless Walter becomes, he still feels guilty for his action. At this stage, we can see that there is still some humanity left in him. However, this humanity continues to diminish. The dark use of chemistry knowledge. The plan to dispose of corpses. Using his knowledge of chemistry, Walter decides to dissolve Emilio's body. He instructs Jesse to dissolve the body using acid. Knowing that hydrofluoric acid is strong and dangerous, Walter instructs Jesse to use a special plastic container. However, Jesse both chooses the wrong container and is careless. And what happens next becomes tragicomic. First the bathtub upstairs, and then the floors are punctured. This scene makes us feel the teacher-student relationship between Walter and Jesse, suspicions and cracks in family life. When Walter returns home, Skyler becomes suspicious of his behavior. The tension in the house grows with each passing moment. When Walter starts using his second cell phone, it becomes the most important indicator that he is living two lives at once. As Skyler's pregnancy progresses, Walter's lies increase. His secret life has a significant impact on the family. Each lie and excuse causes more damage to family ties over time. Important details. Missed in episode 2. Walter is used to making lists and has an analytical mindset. Jesse has emotional sensitivity, and her conscience is not at ease. Skyler is experiencing emotional changes due to her pregnancy. Crazy 8 has a manipulative personality and the ability to persuade. Walter's knowledge of chemistry has practical applications in the criminal world. Family ties are being damaged day by day. Walter's ability to lie is increasing. Jesse's inexperience leads to tapered and dangerous moments. Summary: the price of transformation and signs of the future. In the second episode, we witness Walter White's first real test in the world of crime. His murders are now planned. Walter pays a heavy price during his transition from chemistry teacher to the criminal world. He loses his humanity a little more with each step. In this episode, we see not only the story of a crime, but also the psychological effects of a person's transition to the dark side. This episode is a critical threshold that Walter White crosses during his transformation into Heisenberg, and it gives us a glimpse of what is to come. Many things are changing for Walter, from family ties to soul searching. This change becomes darker and more dangerous with each passing day. In this episode, we get a better understanding of why Breaking Bad has become a television classic. Walter's journey is just beginning. In the coming episodes, we will be able to see more clearly how far he has come.